Bună ziua, prieten! Hello again, and if you've missed me, I missed you. It's been a long time since I have posted, as we were so busy, I shouldn't have time to do it. But I have a sister that is a YouTuber, and she's a very successful YouTuber. Go check her out sometime. She's Mombirella, and she challenged me to keep going because she said, if you have 100 followers, then you have 100 people that love you. And she challenged me if my videos were too much to do smaller and easier videos. So here we go. Let's share with you what's been going on. So we have lived in Romania for 2 years. We came back to spend the holidays with our family and to go share with people that have supported us over the past 2 years what we've been doing. We work in villages in poverty-stricken areas, and we absolutely love Romania. We can't wait to get back. We've really missed it, and we are... Now that the holidays are over, you know, holidays were fun to spend with the family because we've really missed them over the past 2 years. But now that the holidays are over, yeah, we're ready to go home. So still working on dinner, but I thought I'd share something else. So we are originally from Texas. I think I've shared that before in some of our other videos, I'm sure. And Texans live quite different from most Americans. Now, probably from whatever state people are from, they're going to tell you that. People from Texas are very different too. And one of those reasons is Texas is so big. It is the second largest state in the union. The only state larger than Texas is Alaska. If you're not Romanian, you might find this interesting. So Romanians have this concept of Americans that they love loose corn. And I say this as I'm making dinner. Oh, let me check on my roast real fast. 1 minute. They have this concept that Americans love loose corn. So in Romania, if you find something that is, let's just say pizza or a chicken wrap or something like that, and they refer to it as American, oops, I hit the wrong button. I have a hard time talking and doing this at the same time because my brain just goes kooky. So they have this concept that if it's American, that you need to put loose corn in it. So we kind of joke around about that, being Americans that live in Romania, because if you go to a pizza place that has pizza, but it's not like Pizza Hut or something that's American, an American restaurant, it's a Romanian restaurant, and you say you want the American pizza that they offer, it's going to have loose corn on it, which to Americans is so foreign because we would never put corn on a pizza or the American chicken wrap, and it's got corn in it. Americans don't do that, but Romanians, we found out from our Romanian friends that the first time loose corn, like off the cob, came to Romania was from the Americans, and they really liked it. And it's really the first time that they had ever heard of eating corn with a meal. Before that, and this is from the older Romanian friends that we have, we found out that they ate corn on the cob as just a snack. So they would eat it right off the cob, but they never heard of plucking it off the cob until the Americans brought that over as a concept for them. And so now they will have the craziest stuff on their menu, call it American, and they will put loose corn on it. So it's pretty funny to me. And when we came back to America, we had so many friends that, you know, we live on a small budget because we work for a nonprofit. And so we were living on a small budget. And so they decided to help us out. And they brought in like canned foods and breads and different things to just bless us. And we laughed so hard when we found out they had donated more cans of corn than anything else. And we laughed so hard because in Romania, the whole time for 2 years, we're telling our Romanian friends, we're like, Americans don't eat corn that often, you know. Out of all that corn, In 4 months' time, we still have 2 months to go. In 4 months' time, these are the last 2 cans of corn. Guess what? Romanian friends are right. Americans love corn. Hold on a minute. I gotta stir my corn. By the way, Texans cook corn, loose corn, with butter and salt and pepper. We can sometimes cook it in bread. We cook it in cornbread, which is, I don't know if that's an American creation or what, but we make bread out of corn, kind of similar to Mama Liga, except we make it into an actual bread instead of just a porridge. So I'm going to put a little bit of tinfoil on top of this roast because I like mine tender and not tough. I'm also going to make some mac and cheese. I'm going to do it easy. In Romania, I actually do a baked mac and cheese, which we can't get those cheeses over here in America. So, oh man, Romania, you got the cheese going on. So, America is really lacking in the cheese and the chocolate category. We've been suffering in those areas since we've been back. The cheese in Romania is far superior. Right, Logan?
What?
The cheese in Romania or the cheese in Texas is better?
Romania.
Without a doubt. Yeah. I was born and raised in Texas. I had a southern drawl that was so thick that I actually went to speech therapy for a while to learn how to speak without it. Which is why you can understand me today. Whenever I go in those deep parts of Texas, though, it's like somebody flips the switch and the banjo turns right back on. You know what I mean? So many large cities in Texas that have such a large international community. So we have the large cities in Texas are Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and Austin. I don't really count El Paso. Some people do. I've been to El Paso. Okay. Hopefully dinner's almost done. Getting back to the different foods that are there in each different part of Texas. So when we lived in Southeast Texas, they loved more Cajun food, which is actually considered more of Louisiana foods, but they're so close. They're closer to Louisiana than they are to Houston area. And so they love things like having fish fries and eating mud bugs. Have you ever heard of a mud bug? A mud bug is a crawfish. They have crawfish boils and fried catfish, those kind of things, gumbo, which are considered more Cajun foods. Whereas me being born and raised in an area that's closer to the Houston area, which has a much larger Hispanic population, I grew up eating Mexican food. Holy smokes, it's delicious. If you've never tried Mexican food, it is so good. So one thing that's interesting to note is the size of Romania is actually smaller than the state of Texas. And population-wise, the population of Romania is 19 million people. The population of the state of Texas, as of the last census, was almost 30 million people. So when we talk about Texas, you got to think about it. You can't just assume that the United States is the size of like another country. It's not. It's a huge country. And so if you think of it like the EU has different countries inside of it, and each one has their own language, they have their own culture, their own dishes. You have to kind of divide America up like that into the different states. The national language of all states is English. But we have different cultures. We grew up differently. Each state has their own state bird, their own state foods, their own state song, their own state pledge. So each state is almost set up like its own individual country, and we all come under the umbrella of the United States. So that might be interesting to note that that's one thing that makes it so different from other countries. All right, guys. So there you have it. That's pretty much a traditional Southern meal. Woo, we trying to take off. It's trying to take off on that plate. About to do a jump dive onto the ground. So my mac and cheese, green beans, Southern cooked green beans with So good. You can cook these. Some people cook them with like pieces of bacon and onion in them. So good. And then there's my American corn and my pot roast. And that's pretty much, and I'm going to actually take a little bit of this gravy and just put it on the pot roast with a little bit of those cooked onions. So good. Here it is. Traditional Southern meal. And I'm going to go enjoy this. So I'll see you guys later. La-da-ba-daddy. Each state has their own national bird. Hey guys, been a while since we've seen you or since you've seen us. What? So, what is on my... Oh, there we go. Okay. There's a little dot. That's gonna bug me. What is that dot?